Hi, my name is Melissa Kleiss, and I am the instructor for this class. This is STAT243Z. This is a Zoom class, and it is a summer course. So first thing I want to talk about before I go through how to do the whole Blackboard thing is that in a summer course we've taken an 11-week class and we've squished it into 8 weeks. So it is going to move fast and the workload is going to feel pretty heavy. So make sure to give yourself plenty of time to get everything done. So let me start with our Blackboard class and kind of walk you through things. So this is what your screen is going to look like when you first log in to Blackboard. You're going to see several links here. I'm going to start from the top. So first thing we have is the syllabus. I'm going to quickly go through that. So we have a Zoom link in the syllabus. This is also, there's an optional Zoom class link in there as well, but this is one place to get the Zoom link. Our Zoom classes go from 5 at night, 5 to 7:50 in the evening, and they will never go for the entire 3 hours. I don't want to listen to myself speak for 3 hours. I know you don't want to hear me speak for 3 hours. So it will just go until I'm done with the material and questions are answered. And then I will give you the time to actually start on the work afterwards. So it'll never go for the full 3 hours because that's a really long time. We will, depending on what you all want, we could possibly take a quick break in the middle of it. Shorter classes, when it's not going to take as long, maybe we won't take a break, but on the longer ones we'll take a little break. All right, so here is my email address. You can also get me through Blackboard messages. I will be contacting you all through Blackboard messages. Yes, I'll reply in the email. If you send me an email, I'll reply in the email, but I will be contacting you through Blackboard messages, which you basically will be getting through the email. I'm going to show you about the My Open Math messages in a few minutes in this video. All right, I will answer emails within 1 business day. Usually it's much faster than that. I will be mostly unavailable on weekends because that's my family time, but I will make sure to check in at least once or twice over the weekend. All right, so the textbook we are using is something that you can check out from the library. There are plenty of copies in the RCC library. You can check it out there. I will also be providing you with PDFs of each chapter within the week's materials. I'll show you what that looks like. You do have to have a webcam and microphone for the proctored tests because you're going to be downloading a lockdown browser and it uses the webcam to proctor the tests. So you don't necessarily need to have the webcam for the Zoom meetings because you don't have to have your camera on, but you will need to have a webcam with a microphone for the proctored tests. If you don't have that, the RCC computer labs have that for you. They have the Respondus lockdown browser on their computers, and they can provide a webcam with a microphone. You do need to use Excel spreadsheet software. It is required. You can get it for free, or it's in the RCC labs. The computer labs have it, or you can download it, and I have a link in Blackboard for that. You have to use Excel. You may not use numbers. You may not use Google Sheets, so you have to use Excel. You also are going to be required to have a TI-83 or 84 graphing calculator. There are others that also work. Just let me know what you have if you don't have one of these, and I'll tell you whether or not it's okay. And if you don't have one and don't want to purchase one, you can rent one from the library just for the term. I think it's $20 for the whole term. I could be wrong though. But if you want to rent one, make sure you get there quickly because it has limited supplies. Your homework will be completed online. There's also going to be 5 labs using Excel. I will not accept late labs. Late labs are not accepted. We're going to have 3 tests. They're 15% each. If you take the tests late without a valid reason and notice ahead of time, it's a 10% penalty. If you give me appropriate notice, it's a 10% penalty. If you give me no notice at all and you just take it late, there's a 20% penalty. So if you cannot take a test more than 48 hours after the due date, so if the due date is a Thursday at midnight, Saturday at midnight, you can't take it. After midnight on Saturday, you can't take it. So 48 hours. There will be a final project in the class. You have to complete the final project in order to pass the class. Even if you go into the final project with an A, if you don't turn in a final project, you will not pass the class. So this is the breakdown of the class grades. The discussions. Oh, I think that this is off. I don't think that adds to 100. 20, 65, 75. No, we're 10% off. Okay, I will get that fixed before class starts. So make sure you look at the syllabus before on your own. I'm going to get that fixed. Okay. Now, once again, our tests are going to be administered through Blackboard. There will be a lockdown browser. You must take it within the window. You're going to have to show your work for every test. If you don't submit your work, the most you can earn on any problem that requires work is 50%. Even if you got it right, the most that you can earn is 50% if you don't show your work. I will give you instructions on how to show your work and how to upload that and everything when we get closer to the test. So when you submit a lab, this is kind of important because I get a lot of questions on this. When you submit a lab, because of the way that our system works, until it's graded, it's going to show as a 0 in the grade book. I have to manually grade it, so don't worry about that. Once it's graded, your grade will be updated. And also same thing with quizzes. Quizzes will drop your grade a little bit until they will drop your grade a little bit until I grade them because there's some manually graded parts in those. Down here is a schedule of assignments. Note that the first assignment is due Thursday the 10th, that's this Thursday, because I have to use that for attendance purposes. So make sure that you turn in the first thing by Thursday at Thursday night. After that, all of our regular assignments are due on Monday, and then labs and discussions and quizzes and things like that are due on Tuesday. So this is a great schedule, and if anything changes, I'll send you a message through Blackboard Messages. So pay attention to what's going on. You might want to print this out and take a look at it. Anything else? Important in the integrity thing, AI is considered cheating. If you put in quizzes or tests or even homework assignments, if you copy and paste it into AI or Google and then paste that answer into your assignment, it is considered cheating and you will get a 0. And usually I'll give you a warning the first time, and then after that I will give you then I'll have to report you. I have never had to report anybody, so please do not be the first. All right. So that's the syllabus. So let's go through what else we have here. So our optional Zoom meeting info. So if you click on that, it's going to look just like what was in the syllabus. So the Zoom meetings are optional. I will record every Zoom meeting and I will upload it the day after class. I try to do it the same night, but I'm not going to guarantee I'll do it the same night because if I have grandkids spending the night or something like that, then it might not get done. So I will upload it the day after and you can watch that. I highly recommend, even though I give you pre-recorded videos, I highly recommend watching the Zoom recording rather than the pre-recorded videos. Those were recorded years ago and I'm a much better teacher now than I was years ago. So I highly recommend watching those. And this right here says Zoom meeting video recordings. There's nothing in that right now, but that's where I'm going to put the recorded classes. After we have the class, that's where I'm going to put the recorded classes. I'm going to jump into week 1 materials in a minute, but first I'm going to go down to tutoring services. We have some really great tutors. So if you click on this, it's going to take you to the tutoring service page. We have some great math tutors on all of the campuses. They even have Zoom tutoring. And here's the Zoom tutoring schedule right here. Math, it tells you what those times are. I highly recommend the Zoom tutoring or even in-person tutoring. We have some great tutors at RCC. And if you're part of TRIO, they have tutors there as well. All right, get away from there. Now, as I said before, Excel is required for this class. So if you click on this link right here, there is some information about if you already have Office, see signed in for work or school. Follow the directions they give you for signing in for work and school, and then you're just going to log in with your school account. But it is so much better if you download it to your computer. And yes, you can do it with a Mac. I have a Mac, and I use Excel on my Mac because Numbers is not a good program. Numbers is inferior to Excel. So see, there's an install on a Mac right here, and it'll explain everything. So just follow those directions and log in with your RCC login, and you'll be good to go. All right. So every week I'm going to give you a folder. So this one has week 1 materials. Every week I'll put the new folder there. So when you click on this, it's going to give you everything you need. So for example, if I click on chapter 1, here's a PDF of that chapter of the textbook. I even provided, there's at the end of the chapter, there's exercises that if you want to just do some extra practice, and the odd exercises have answers. So let me click on this real quick here. So it gives you all of this right here, and then I give you the answers to all of the odd problems. So if you decided to try some of the odd problems in the back of that chapter, the answers are down here on the last page. So that is there for you. You can also download this. This provides you the option to download it as well as just view it. I have also one thing I want to recommend. I provide PowerPoints for each chapter. So each section I provide the PowerPoints. These are the same PowerPoints that I use in class. I highly recommend printing these off before class and taking your notes directly on them, because you can use your notes on your test. So if you're taking notes directly on your PowerPoints and then you're able to use those notes on the test, it is so helpful, because pretty much everything we do in this class is word problems, and you're not going to want to have to write those word problems out. So print them 2 to a page front and back. That way you're not using a ton of paper, and use them, right? Use that for your notes. There's YouTube videos. Here are the pre-recorded videos. So these videos right here are me teaching the material, but these were recorded in 2020. I'm a better teacher now. So if you're watching it late, I highly recommend watching the Zoom meetings. Also, I'm gonna let you know here. Don't want to watch that. But if you go into my YouTube channel, you can look, and it'll say week 4 Zoom meeting. It tells you what sections they are. If you go, now these weeks will be different because this was from an 11-week class, but it tells you what sections they are. These are my Zoom meetings. So for example, there's a week 3 right here.
Happy Tuesday.
Sections 3.4, 3.5, and Lab 2. You could watch previous Zoom recordings that are probably better than these pre-recorded videos. All right. So the homework that you're going to be doing, you're going to click on one of these homeworks, and it's going to take you to a site called MyOpenMath. MyOpenMath is where you're going to do all of your homework, and it is completely embedded in Blackboard. So you're going to do all your homework on MyOpenMath, and it'll just submit directly in there. The lab, when you click on the lab, let me see if I can click on the lab. If I launch that, there's going to be a link to download. Say start. This lab right here, you're going to download that, and then you will choose a file. You'll save it on your own computer. You will choose a file, and then you're going to just submit it. And it says can't change it, yada, yada, yada. And then you're going to submit it. Now, let's say, oh my gosh, I made a mistake. You can retake it. You can retake it, and you can submit a new one. And I will always look at the last one. Then I'm going to submit a new file. Okay, this one's better. I'm going to submit that. Okay. And I don't think you can review your work in the gradebook. It says you can. Oh, yeah. So clicking on review your work in the gradebook, you can see the last file submitted, and you can look at that. All right. So I'm going to also show you, so we have in our week 1 materials down here at the bottom, this right here is, it should say introduction and discussion. I'm going to fix that. But right here is a forum. 5% of your grade is forum posts. I'm not going to be really specific each week about what I want you to post about, because personally I don't like the super structured forums. So you can post about whatever you want. Well, this week I would like an introduction, but you can talk about anything you're struggling with. You can post a problem that you're having from the homework. You can ask questions about specific topics. You can clarify due dates. If you see some interesting statistics in the wild, you can post that, share pictures of your pets, say how your week went, whatever you want to do. My recommendation is everybody's going to have different order of questions, and their questions are going to be slightly different. You're all going to have different numbers. So let's say that I'm having trouble with this question right here, question number 4. I can click on Message Instructor, and if I am enrolled in this course, okay, it doesn't like me right this second. Okay, so I'm going to click on Message Instructor, and it's going to, that's not the one I wanted. Let's do this one more time. Click on Message Instructor. It's going to open up this message right here. Yes, you can just message me through here, and I will respond through Blackboard. Make sure you are typing above the question, because it's really hard for me to find it if you type it in the middle of the question. So please type above the question and ask me a question. I will see it. I will respond in Blackboard. If you want to post this in the forum, copy it. Now, you need to click on Message Instructor before you copy it. I don't know why it doesn't like copy paste when you go straight from the question itself. Click on Message Instructor, copy it, and then you can paste it into the discussion forum, and you can say, please help with this question, right there for your classmates to help you, and then click post. I'm not going to do that because I don't really want that there. You can also do that if you want to send it directly through Blackboard Messages. So close that. Blackboard Messages, if you click that right there, you can send me a new message and do the same thing. I want the instructor, and then you could type it in there and paste it there. It makes it a lot easier so that I can see it. But if you send it directly through My Open Math, just send it in here. That's fine as well. Okay, was there anything else I needed? All right. I can't think of anything else right now. I'm sure something else will come up, and I'll send you messages. I'm so excited for this term. Can't wait to get to know you all. Have a great one. Bye.